Greetings and welcome to Spider-Man Gamma Parts channel. This time we are going to work on Famicom of Faxanadu or Faxanadu. I have it apart. I'll show how I disassembled the cartridge in a little bit. We're going to clean the contact pads on this particular PCB, and I just wanted to have a side-by-side comparison between the US version and the Famicom version. So go ahead and take a picture of those numbers if you want, screen capture, whatever you want to do. Let me get the border all ready to go here for color coordination. You have it? I think you do. Boop. Okay, let me go ahead and get the Faxanadu or Faxanadu out of the way. Excuse me. Got a little bit of a frog in my throat today, so you might hear me a little bit scratchy, raspy voice. Okay, color combinations. Gonna be black for the outer casing of the shell, light blue for the light blue, and an even lighter blue for the lighter blue. Alright, so why don't you all tell me how your day is going, or perhaps tell me how your holiday was, because mine has been absolutely incredible. Sorry about the little popping in there. I'm having a wonderful year already. I think it's pretty amazing that I have another Famicom cartridge to work on. I can't believe that happened. I'm happy that it showed. Had it imported from Japan. Picked it up off of my favorite buy site. So happy to get this. I got this today actually, and couldn't believe it when it came in the mail. It's like, I thought it was going to take a lot longer to get through customs. No custom charges on specific values. I believe that it has to be a certain amount before you start receiving custom charges on electronics. Don't quote me on it, but depending on where you're getting your equipment and stuff from. That's really clean board too, considering there's no flux residue all over it. Here, give me 1 second. Gotta zoom it in a little bit. It's a little too far away. Not much of a cart to board line, or the wear line for the cart to board. It was pretty crazy too. When I took it apart, I didn't do any damage to the actual clips or anything to the cartridge itself. It's pretty incredible. So when I show you all how to do that, yeah, go ahead and give it a shot. See if you can achieve it more efficiently or effectively than what I could do there, because man, that was tough. It was like I had to stand up and get it at a right angle with the camera going. So everybody's like, oh, you really don't want to see things through the viewfinder of your camera. It's like you just don't want to see through it. You're like, oh, come on. It doesn't represent what you're looking at properly. But yeah, anyway, I managed to get it apart. Now, this one, I'm wondering, since it has reduced contact pads, I don't know if the Legend of Zelda had that too. Hyrule Fantasy. I wonder. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. I do see a little bit of a wear line there, but it doesn't require let me see here. Doesn't look like it's going to require. I'm going to do a digital zoom. That might need some conformal coating. If this doesn't work, when we know that we're going to have to do some solder bridges. What do you think about that? You know, and if I had my multimeter with continuity, I would actually check that. I'd check a lot of these traces like right now. But at the moment, I'm more pressed for getting other things right now, like scaler equipment, things like that, so that I don't have to keep working with the same old decrepit things that I've been using for the past, what, 5, 6, yeah, about 5 years now. And things that were 5 years old in this kind of stuff with doing YouTube videos, that's a long time. Things have become affordable that were never affordable back then. It's just, yeah, it's come a long way. Y'all ready? Let's go ahead and buzz this real quick. Get all that verdigris and tarnish off of here. Or breath. And yes, I thoroughly sanitized this, as I knew that it came from overseas. It doesn't mean that it came from Japan, it just means that it comes from overseas or across the world. It's just always a good idea to sanitize certain objects. I mean, the person that I got this from, wow, they did a really nice packaging on it. I mean, they saran wrapped the heck out of it, and they put it in a really nice envelope, and yeah, Customs didn't even open it up to see what it was. It was pretty incredible. This is awesome. So yeah, here in Faxanadu, or Faxanadu, I always called it Faxanadu because if it was Faxanadu, the X would be an uppercase X, like Faxanadu. That's the way I would look at it in a different way of saying it. But there is an unusual object in the game that I found with the making codes in assembly. And while I was making the codes in assembly, I found the regular password, and when you take the password from the emulator onto the actual cartridge, right over there, this one, you input it, and it's in your inventory. I mean, it's literally in the game. But I'm curious as to where do you take that book, and what do you do with it? Because I've scoured the internet, and nobody seems to have any answers. It might be just something left over that they were going to add for a part that you needed to do. I don't know. It's Hudson Soft. Come on, man. You guys all know this stuff. I mean, have you all seen some of those games that are out there? I think it was Million's Castle or something like that, where you were not able to figure it out unless you had some way of somebody telling you, because you had to push a stone just to get through the first part of the stage. I mean, come on, it's Hudson Soft. They got some tough stuff to figure out. But give me a second, I'm gonna clean up and I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, but I was saying, it's like there's that one puzzle, you know, I don't even say it's a puzzle game, it's just a regular platformer that you had to try to get around. You almost need a walkthrough just to get through it. Trying to get out of that growiness from in between those grooves. This winter has been awesome. Been very mild, specifically on the temperatures. It has not been super cold, and I'm happy about that because, well, things don't last very long in super cold. Well, that polished up really nice. Give me a second. Just this one a little bit. It's a little dull. Yeah, before I even add the conformal coatings, and before I even put this inside of the, back inside of its cartridge shell, I'm going to place it inside that converter, and I'm going to check it out, because these make me a little, yeah, a couple of these traces right here I'm a little leery of. I'm a little worried about them. I'm thinking that they might not, you know, might not be completely intact. And we'll see what's on this side here. This is a really neat looking cart though. It's HVC SGR or SG-ROM 2. That's cool. It looks like it's cap. Oh, wait, no, it was just a marking there, wasn't it? Get that cleared off real quick and see if we can. Is this a marker? Interesting, it's a marker going all the way through it. Cool. Guess we take them apart for a reason and clean them out. Yeah, and when I'm placing this actually into the system too, it's going to go this direction. It's going to face me in the console because that's the way it goes into the cartridge. You know, as it faces you, and it lines up that way. So that's the way that I would have to put that in the adapter. Yeah, I really do love this game. You know, I wouldn't have it on the Famicom if I didn't like it a lot. I think this person must have had a pet of some sort. Because the amount of fur and fuzz that I'm getting on the inside of the cartridge, yikes! I mean, it almost looks like, I'm gonna say, I don't want to say feathers or down or anything like that. It might be though. You know, maybe they had birds. Something like that, because it's not cat hair. I know what cat hair looks like. I don't have a cat. Let's see here now. Cleaned it up from the last time. Here in the near future, I'm going to make another video of both my my furnace replacement and the Briggs & Stratton snowblower again. But when I remake them, it's going to be a much better narration on them. I will probably just make a bunch of video footage and then just create a narration afterwards and add the audio to it. You know, like as it's playing or something, like I've been doing with TikTok videos. I found a nice way of having that all work out really, really well. This side doesn't seem so suspect on the traces. Alright, give me a sec. Awesome. So here in a little bit, I'm going to have a couple posters. I found old stock version of Astro Creep 2000 by White Zombie. I'm going to have that on my door. I also picked up a combination map of the original The Legend of Zelda, both quests, Quest 1 and Quest 2. That's going to be very cool. And it has all the, locations for everything, so I'm really not going to have to work too hard at when I want to play the Famicom version of Quest 2 here. I'll have an opportunity to take a look at that map without having to look it up or anything, and it's just going to make it really easy. And plus, it's just going to be an amazing piece of art up on my collection wall over there. The other day when one of my movies arrived too, and it was Prayer of the Roller Boys. If anybody's ever watched that, that was an old school movie from the 90s. So as I was watching that, I was like, that's nostalgic. Oh man. It's becoming more and more scarce to find that movie. Another one that was really, really difficult to find was the original. Was it the original Fright Night 2? Yeah. Where it was Fright Night's sister, or Jerry Dandridge's sister. Yeah, it was. I've never, I watched the movie numerous times when I was younger, and I could not remember a thing. So it was a brand new movie to me, watching it again, and I was like, oh. Wow. I was like, no wonder. It was like, why was this one lost, to obscurity? Well, Fright Night, the original, is so popular. It's, still around, still being talked about, still reviews. The sequel, though, what is it, hard to find it that it's not being discussed? I don't know. I don't know. I liked the movie, though. It was good. Alright, let's go ahead and flip that switch. Take a look. See all that fuzz and stuff I'm talking about? I was like, it's in the cartridge, too. I was like, oh man, they must have had a small little animal that created that. Awesome. That looks incredible. Alright, I'm going to put it inside the console and give it a shot. See you guys in a little bit. There we go. See what I mean? You gotta get it just right. And that's how you open a Famicom cartridge. Just drop it out. so you don't ruin the board. and then this can be taken apart. There we go. With the carefully. There we go. Without a broken tab. I'll do probably commentary on this one. No broken tab. And notice how the board fits in there too. Chips go to the back. So cool. But yeah, that right there. That right there.
Gotta get just right.
Everybody, I am back. So this cartridge definitely exceeded my expectations. I'm very happy and proud to have another Famicom cartridge as part of the collection, and it being Faxanadu, yeah, that's incredible. I'd like to shout out to Kazrin. Thank you so very much. All of your support is greatly appreciated. You made 2020 awesome. Yeah, I mean, this came apart rather easy, everyone. So, yeah. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Be healthy, stay safe, and happy gaming, everyone. Greetings and welcome to...